Now it's time for you to be a mentor, Rainn.
Okay.
It's time for our segment called Help Me Please.
Help me, please.
And this is where our handsome waiter will come in with a platter of questions hidden underneath butter dishes, and you will select one. And if you're feeling generous, more than one, and you'll help a listener, a real mentor buffet listener with a real problem.
Wow, a real actual thing?
A real person. You do it. It's all you. This is for you and for you to mentor somebody.
Wow. Oliver, 29, from Boston, Massachusetts, says, I have a serious crush on a longtime friend and I want to speak up, but I don't want to ruin the most important relationship in my life. What should I do?
Wow.
I think that you have to speak your heart, Oliver. It would be a mistake to not say anything. But how do you do it in a way that it doesn't alienate the friendship? And I think directness is always key to say, hey, I just want you to know that I have feelings for you that are more than friendship. I am willing and available to be in a romantic relationship with you. If you would like at any time, this is how I feel. But more important than that is our friendship means so much, and I don't want this to be weird and icky. And I really don't want you. The thing that would hurt me the most is if you cut off from me because this was off-putting and you weren't interested in a relationship. And I really would appreciate your honesty around it. And no matter what happens, I just really want us to be close and to be friends. How's that?
You're saying just be honest.
Yeah.
And
speak your heart.
Yeah.
You really don't want to be 5 or 10 years from now and go, God, I never spoke up to her or him and this romantic partner, and now they're with someone else or they're married or whatever it is, and I didn't take my shot. So
there's no loss except not being honest, right? Because either way, hopefully this person being a good friend will understand, And so it's like, take the chance.
And there's a risk that things get weird for a while. Hopefully it's just for weeks. Maybe it's for a few months. And then maybe there's a second conversation and we'd be like, can we just let that go? I just want to be your friend. Please don't.
Right.
Don't sweat it.
Hopefully he always feels like he's like adores himself for trying too, though. I always feel like when I try for things that I'm like, maybe not necessarily romantic or otherwise, right? You're like, we should always adore ourselves for being people who try, right?
I love that. Adore ourselves for being people who try. I think that's awesome.
Isn't it kind of like, why would you not? Like when you watch a Pixar movie, those are just try-harders, right? Like all those characters, they always fail, but they're so like adorable and we love them because they try.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like a way to see yourself no matter what the task.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Would you like to go in for seconds, Rainn? I mean, if you're feeling hungry and generous or whatever the metaphor would be.
For butter, for some mentor butter.
Yeah.
Moira from Philadelphia is 25. Okay. Every morning I wake up and it's so hard to get out of bed. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to be doing, like therapy, blah, blah, but it's still so dark. It's been like 3 years of this. Any advice? I've dealt with a little bit of depression. I've more dealt with like anxiety than depression. But I don't know if Moira's on medication.
Right, we don't know.
Sometimes there can be brain chemistry issues. Maybe it's time for a bigger change. Although changing external circumstances doesn't usually fix if something's out of balance inside. A lot of times people think, oh, if I just move to this other city or if I get in this relationship or take this new job, then that'll fix things. And that's a dangerous thing. But maybe there's a stuckness in what they're doing in their life. What motivates one to get out of bed, And I think a task, and again, like I talked about acting, like something that's bigger than yourself. And one thing that I think can really help people is to be of service to others. So we live in a very kind of a selfish society, like doing things for ourselves, and I want to achieve this, and I want to make this much money, and I want this kind of status, and it's kind of me. And if Moira found someone that was hurting even worse than her and got out of bed to serve that other person, I think then that can bring us a lot of deep satisfaction and well-being and make life worth living even more. And I think there's definitely science that backs that up.
I completely agree. You and I are friends now, and I told you about I told you, I had my own little dip, and I'm just laughing. It's like, and that's what you're calling it now? Like the little dip, the little dipper. But I hate that I said that. But
you had a serious depressive episode that lasted for a year of your life.
That's right.
And required a reboot about who you are and how you were in the world.
Yeah. And my dad was the reason why I kept getting up in the morning. Like, I just could not hurt him. It was like I could hurt myself, but I could not hurt him. So I think your advice is so beautiful, because sometimes you really have to be motivated by somebody else, right? To seek whatever the help is that she will find, And
maybe, finding friends and allies to, can you find someone to make that call? Like, hey, I'm in bed. I really don't feel like getting out of bed. It's the hardest thing in the world to pick up the phone and.
Yeah. And feeling deserving of being helped. I think that's like something we could probably just tell her, is like, you need to get help, and you deserve that help.
Yeah.
Everybody does. So it's like, it is what it is. You can't say you don't deserve it. Everybody deserves it. So, and we wish you well.
I like the pineapple with the olives.
Everything. Yeah. We have custom made foods here because I'm part fairy. So I don't know why I said that. I think the show is over.